time to take out the trash. Raiders versus Chiefs, Part 2. Stay tuned after the intro.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
This is Raiders Allegiance with Lunatic Raider. Welcome to the dark side.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Allegiance with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. Today we're going to preview the Raiders versus the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium tomorrow afternoon. Man, we have to get this victory, man. This 4 losses out of the last 5 games is ridiculous. Even though we're still in the mix for the playoffs, we got to do better. We have to do better. And it goes to show that the defense had a hell of a game last week. But, man, the offense, what's up with us in the red zone, man? We can't score points in the red zone. I mean, we got to sit back and kick field goals all damn game? Nah, we can't have that, man. Carr and the rest of the group, red zone, man, efficiency. We got to get down there, put like wrinkles in the play. Carlin, you did it last time with Mariota, which he scored a touchdown, but we got to continue to throw wrinkles out there to keep the defenses of the other teams on their heels, man. The red zone is killing us. If we were to score touchdowns in the red zone when we get down there, we win more times than we'll lose, period. You know what I mean? So with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and get into what we feel, or what I feel the Raiders must do for the keys of victory against the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Now, we're on enemy territory field at Arrowhead, so you know the crowd is really going to play a part as far as play calling and being able to hear the play calling from Carr. So they have to pay attention. We don't need any of these weak-ass penalties for false starts. Pay attention, watch the ball, okay? If you cannot hear the snap count, watch the ball. You learn that in Pop Warner. You know what I mean? Watch the ball. Just don't go by, because you're not going to be able to hear, especially when you're down, like, towards the end zone areas. Crowd is not, Arrowhead is like a college football stadium. You know what I mean? They're like hella people there making hella noise. So, but, what I feel the Raiders need to do is, all they have to do is prevent the big play from Mahomes and the boys. Control the time of possession by keeping Mahomes on the sideline, and the run game plays a big part in that. The run game must awaken. You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake is out for the season with the broken ankle, so now we have to rely on Rashard and whoever else we decide to throw out there. But we must control the clock, time of possession, keep Kansas City's offense on the sideline, and our defensive secondary, safeties, corners, prevent the big play. Keep everything in front of you. You know what I mean? If you give up the big plays, that's what's going to bite you in your ass. We also have to keep an eye on Kelsey and make sure that he doesn't get going. You know what I mean? Stop his ass quick. In that real quick. We need to get pressure on Mahomes with our defensive ends and make him uncomfortable. Make him throw when he's not ready. Make him hold the ball too long by the secondary playing good man coverage and locking him up. And then the safeties keeping everything in front of him and not getting on top of him. We have to use Deshaun Jackson. I see this is the key to our offense. The speed. This offense is built for a speed guy to open everything up for the Renfros. We don't have Waller, but we have other weapons though. Edwards has to step up. Zay Jones got to step up. Deshaun Jackson got to be implemented and play more in the offense. Throw little wrinkles out there with Mariota and Carr out there at the same time. Hell, even throw a play where Mariota throws the car. That's gonna throw a whole wrench in what the defense is trying to do. Give them more on their plate than they can handle. See, they've been watching film, but they haven't seen film on stuff that we have not done. So let's try doing stuff on offense that hasn't been done yet to keep them off guard. And plus, we might be able to play off that later on in the game as well. So we have to do time of possession, run game has to come alive, keep all big plays on defense in front of you. That's my big keys to victory, what we have to do against Mahomes and the rest of them suckers over there, the Kansas City Chiefs, you know what I mean? But let's go ahead and dive into the injury report and see what's going on. We're missing some key players on both sides of the ball, but that's the nature of the beast. Football's a contact sport. You're going to get injuries. So let's go ahead and go over there and check out the injury report. This is the injury report going down for tomorrow. As you can see, no Darren Waller. And they show Perryman as being doubtful, which means he's out. So I doubt Perryman is not going to heal up overnight or over the past 2 nights, because this injury report came in after yesterday's practice. So Perryman and Waller is the big 2 names for us that's gone. If you look at Kansas City, what they have out, they only have 1 out, which is their cornerback, Layman's, and then you have a couple of questionables, another cornerback in Fenton, and who else? Offensive lineman, what's his name? Niang or whatever. They're both, those 2 are listed as questionable, but we'll see game time. They might be game time decisions if they'll probably test out whatever ailment they have and seen, because they've been limited in practice, but they practice. But we'll see. They only have 1 out, 2 questionables, and as you already know, no Perryman and no Darren Waller for us. So it is what it is. We always say the next man up, but the next man just got to play solid. They don't have to play like the starter that's out. If they do, great. But if they don't, just hold things together. Just hold the things together. Whoever's taking Perryman's place, play solid. Most likely it's going to be Moreau for the tight end position with replacing Waller. So just come in and play solid for 4 quarters. That's all we need, man. 4 quarters of solid play to get this victory on the road. So let's get to 3 the hard way, which is the 3 players I pick on either side of the ball for the Raiders that need to step up and have big games for us to get to the victory at Arrowhead Stadium. All right, so my 3 the hard way, as you see over here, I have first up Josh Jacobs. Like I mentioned previous, we need to control the clock, time of possession, and that's going to come into play with the run game. Offensive line got to open up these holes. Josh Jacobs got to have a hell of a day. If he can come out of this game with over 100 yards rushing and at least 1 touchdown, that looks good for us. Because in order for him to get 100 yards, that means time of possession for us is eating the clock while Mahomes sit there and watch. So we got to keep the score or the game under control with the run game by time of possession, like I said. The second player that I picked for 3 the hard way is Trayvon Morig, safety. He has to keep all big plays in front of him. We don't need anything going past him with these fast receivers that Kansas City have. Keep it in front of you. Make the big play. Interceptions. Knock the ball away. Those kind of plays. Make it hard for Mahomes to want to go deep. You know what I mean? Because he's fearful of a possible interception or, you know what I mean, of that nature. Or make him hold the ball too long so our defensive ends can go ahead with Max Crosby and get in the backfield and put pressure on Mahomes and get some sacks. So Morig is my second pick for 3 the hard way. Keep the big plays in front of you. No big plays at all. Let's not do that. Number 3, as usual, Derek Carr. When I talk about time of possession, that means we must not have incomplete passes. We must have completed passes. Let your weapons make the big play. You don't have to force anything. You've been getting the games we've been losing. You're getting interceptions. You're forcing it. Stop forcing the ball. Get the ball to your weapons. Let your weapons make the big play. If it's a little 10-yard pass, let them take it for 20 or 30. Let them do the work. Okay, just get them the ball. Nice passes where they belong. You will not have Darren Waller. You have Foster Moreau. You have Josh Jacobs, Zay Jones, Edwards, Deshaun Jackson, key and point. Sean Jackson, look to him more, implement him more into your offense, man. That is our number one receiver. There's nobody else at receiver position on our team that is a number one besides Deshaun Jackson, because his speed alone plays a big part in opening up this offense for everyone else. Keep your eye open. When we get into the red zone, pay attention to Renfro. Carr, pay attention to Renfro. He finds a way to get open. Get him the ball. Let him make the play of scoring touchdowns in the red zone, because that's our Achilles heel is the red zone. That's all you can say. If we scored touchdowns every time we got in the red zone, how many losses will we have? You know what I mean? The red zone is the key. We keep settling for these damn 3-point field goals and not scoring 6+1. When we know we're down there where we can get 6+1. So I don't want no excuses. Cars, like you said, you want to take all the blame? Take the blame. Now get out there and play hard. Make smart decisions. Don't hold the ball too long. And use your legs if you got to. You're not the fastest dude, but I'd rather you get a 2-yard gain than a 7-yard sack. You know what I mean? You're putting us behind the 8 ball, man, and we can't afford that right now. We got 5 games left. What, all of them are AFC games, so they're gonna play out. We're still in the mix for wild card. If we can just take down the rest, if we go on a 5-0 win streak, we in and possibly can win the division if we win these last 5. But you have to play like you want these last 5. You know what I mean? So with that being said, my 3 the hard way for the game against the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium tomorrow is Josh Jacobs, ball control, Trayvon Moore, keep the big plays from happening, and Carr, being smart with the football. No turnovers. You feel me? So that's my 3 the hard way for tomorrow. That's all I have for y'all today. I'd like to thank you guys for coming and checking out another episode of Raiders Allegiance. But before I let y'all tiptoe up out of here, I need you to do me a solid. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and click that notification bell so you can be notified of all the videos and contents that I drop at your service. You know what I mean? So let's keep this rolling, Raider Nation. We got to get behind this team and push them to the finish line. We got 5 games left. If we go 5-0, and I know it's a hard situation to try to do that because 3 of those 5 is division games. 2 of them is conference with the Colts and the Cleveland Browns. But it can be done. We can get hot. But we have to do it now. You know what I mean? We can't wait for the victory to come to us. We got to go out there and take it from the Chiefs, starting with them. If we get past the Chiefs with a victory, man, this thing can go forward to the end zone. Yeah, you know what I mean? So let's do this. So with that being said, you've been watching Raiders Allegiance. I'm Lunatic Raider, and I'm out.